everyone, welcome to your quilting journey. Today we're going to interview my friend Kara, who was also my student last fall and in the spring. She took the Underground Railroad quilt class and did an amazing job on her quilt. All her blocks turned out so beautiful. So I hope you can join us. Please comment, share this video, interact with us. We'd love to answer any other questions you may have about this quilting journey that Kara and I have been on. And yeah, I hope that you'll join us. So here is Kara.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a mom of 3 and I have a granddaughter, almost 2.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm very busy. Unfortunately, all of my adult children still live in my home. If I could get rid of them, I would be fine. Just very big in my youngest daughter shows animals, so we're very big into FFA and 4-H. And yeah, that's pretty much all I do.
That keeps you really busy.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, love it.
Who taught
Just a lot of quilting classes because of it.
Yeah, right. That's awesome.
Never did catch up.
Who taught you how to sew?
It was my class in junior high. I
Cool.
had home ec. We were fortunate enough to have the class. And so I remember making a pair of pants and I made a duffel bag.
Uh-huh.
So that was my first go at it.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it or was it kind of a pain?
I think at the time it was probably kind of a pain. Didn't really like what we made.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just, didn't think much of it. And then later in life, my youngest daughter started sewing clothes. So I'm like, okay, maybe I could do a quilt or, anything easy. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I was the same way. I hated it when I started, but now it's an obsession.
I'm very sad that the schools don't offer it anymore because
Yeah.
it is something that everyone should at least know how to do.
Right. At least the basics so that they can fix a hole in their shirt or sew a button on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made you want to learn how to quilt then? Just your daughter sewing?
My daughter's sewing, yeah. And I just wanted to make something that I could use.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And who taught you how to sew quilts?
You.
Okay, awesome. Well, you acted like you knew everything and you just jumped right in and you took off.
It was on, what we did was easy.
Mm-hmm.
And you made it that way too. So
yeah,
thank you for all your help and helping us through the way and cutting my batting. I think that was the worst part of my project.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But luckily you cut it all, so
there you go. Yeah, and that was probably a mistake on my part. We should have just made the quilt top and not did all of the quilting as you go. That was a little too in depth for most of you, I think.
Yeah, my still isn't finished, by the way.
Well, hopefully we'll get you motivated to get it done now, right?
Yes, I hope so.
Let's see. What was your favorite block you learned?
As funky as it looked, I almost liked the Drunkard Path because it looked really hard, but when you got down to doing it, it wasn't that hard.
Yeah, it looked super cool.
Yeah. And I think out of all of them, that was one of the easiest. It all lined up, it matched.
Cool.
And yeah.
Well, and it didn't really have to match because it was the Drunkard's Path.
Exactly. It was perfect.
Yeah. What was the worst block that you made or the one you hated making?
I don't know, because a lot of them that I didn't size up at the end. Mm-hmm. And so I had to add little bits of fabric around the sides. Mm. So I don't know that I really had one that I didn't like.
Yeah. Just getting that 1/4-inch seam correct.
And I could never get it to match.
Yeah.
Ever. Didn't matter how hard I tried.
That's so frustrating. I think a couple other students had that issue too. So I'm hoping to remedy that with this next class that's coming up with that new little tool. I don't have it in front of me, but it looks like a flower and it has little lines on it. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that would help everybody getting that perfect 1/4-inch seam.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I would measure it at the end, and it was all quarter, but putting the block together is where I lost it. I don't know.
Could have been that when you ironed things, it didn't open up all the way when it ironed or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Lots
don't
of
know.
different things that could go wrong. What does quilting do for you or make you feel?
I really like to see the finished project. Because I'm really excited for the next book, The Farm Girl. I mean, that's just kind of what we are, and I can't wait to start.
Yeah, me too.
I just, and I want to be able to complete something and know that I did that.
Yeah.
I love the table runner I made, as awful as it looks up close.
I don't think
it's just one of those things.
Yep. Yeah. Do you have all of that set out on your table runner and your placemats?
I do have the table runner, yes.
Awesome. Good. At least you finished one project.
I did finish one project.
Yeah, good.
And I'm hoping that out of the Farm Girl, I want to make a few of those, like trivets and things.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited just to brighten things up and change color. And
yeah. That'll be perfect for summertime too. Get all those bright colors, and actually every season, because a lot of the blocks, there's one called winter block, a winter star block, and then there's a spring star block and summer star block. So you can make one for every season.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So other than the Underground Railroad quilt that's not finished, do you have any other UFOs?
I have lots of UFOs, and they're not all sewing related. But I do have lots of them. I've cut fat. My son always complains that I've never made him anything. So I got some of his Boy Scout t-shirts, cut them up. I have lots of jeans cut up, lots of aspirations, but
good.
I haven't done them.
Yeah, I hear you there.
Yeah.
Maybe once one of your children moves out, you'll have a little more time, huh?
Yeah, the one that is two.
Yeah, the 2-year-old.
Yes.
Keeps you busy.
Yes.
Yeah.
She wants to do everything Grandma does. It's not working.
Yep. Doesn't work with sewing machines and all those sharp things.
No. Her favorite thing now is markers. She can actually get the lid off of them.
Oh, great.
So,
how fun. Yeah. Has she colored anything naughty yet?
The laundry room floor, but it's concrete, so that's okay. So
that's okay. Yep. Good. Yeah. So are you working on any of those sewing projects right now?
I have not done anything with them.
Yeah. Probably since we stopped class because FFA and all that started.
Pretty much.
Yep. Yeah. Busy. Yeah. What do you like to listen to when you're quilting or sewing?
I usually, Grey's Anatomy, I was binge watching that. So that was my go-to.
Fun.
Yep. Because then, I had to tell myself I had to do something while I watched.
Yeah. Right.
Otherwise, I would sit there for days.
Yep.
So it works.
To be productive while you binged.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. Where do you do your quilting? Do you have a room or dining room?
I have a crafting room downstairs, but I don't like to be down there. So I have a plastic table in between my dining room and my kitchen.
Okay. Cool.
Or living room, I guess. So I set up there, and that seemed to work pretty decent.
Yeah.
Big enough for cutting board, everything. So.
Just other than having a 2-year-old get into all that stuff and be accessible to it.
Yes. And we had the swamp cooler probably was not the greatest thing on my machine either.
Oh, yeah. So a little too much humidity there.
Yeah. So I think I need to have it serviced before I start anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. Bummer. Do you have a sewing buddy, like other than your 2-year-old?
No sewing buddy, but we have recently brought a kitten from the shop into the house.
Oh.
So I'm sure that she will become a sewing buddy.
Yeah, cool. That'll be fun. Yes. You have to post pictures of her laying on all your fabric as you're trying to cut it.
She's such a sweetheart.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah.
What is one thing that's making you happy lately?
Just my family.
Yeah.
I see the change in them all the time, and I enjoy spending time with them. We went through such a rocky road for a while that you know, we now enjoy each other. And so that's been wonderful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's hard to go through those rocky paths, but once you do, you come out on the other side stronger and love each other again.
Yes, teenage children are not.
Yeah.
It was very challenging.
Pray for me because I'm getting into that stage now with 10 and 11-year-old.
Yes.
The hormones are beginning and it's sometimes crazy.
Yes, indeed.
Yep. Do you have any other hobbies you like to do?
I do like to do some basic woodworking. I have a silhouette, so I like to do t-shirts and signs with that. And for the most part, that's it, besides being a show mom.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. I am the glorified bucket washer, as I call myself.
Yeah, right.
So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on here and taking time out of your night for telling us more about your quilting journey.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm excited to start again and hopefully, you know, be able to complete quilt and not just have another UFO in my basement.
Yep, that would be great. I'm hoping to walk us through 1 block a week or so starting in February. We'll go over all the cutting instructions. That's the thing that takes forever is the cutting. So
yes, I agree. But your bags, I mean, the way you did your class was awesome. It really, you know, helped you stay organized and gave you a starting point. So that was great.
Yeah, I have to do that for myself too. So I went through and cut all the background fabric and laid it all out in a outline on how to cut it correctly so that you're not wasting any fabric. So it's exactly like the old class was. The new book doesn't lay it out that way at all. So
no, it doesn't.
Yeah. And it doesn't even tell you how much fabric to buy. So it's kind of odd. I mean, unless I missed it, but I looked through that whole book and read the whole thing, and it's supposed to be a stash buster. So that is the benefit of it, is if you have a big fabric stash, you can get through that, but you can't use all her pretty fabric if you do that. So
I know. And I really like it. So I've actually, I have ordered the Farm Girl vintage fabric, and it should be here in a few days. So I'm super excited to see that.
Yeah. You'll have to show us pictures of that too.
Yes, I will.
I'll
bring it over and have a show and tell.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that way we can compare what's new versus old.
Yeah, right.
See
if you used the same colors, I can't remember if the same colors in her book are the same in the fabric line or not. But the new one, the vintage Happy 2, it doesn't have oranges and browns and grays and things like that she uses in the book. So those will be things that I'm going to supplement in the kit, the quilt kit, so that you still get those colors. So yeah, I'm so excited. It's going to be fun. I'm glad you're signed up already.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, have a good night. Thanks for coming on.
I will. You too. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us and for listening to Kara's journey. I hope that your quilting journey is going well and you're having fun. We are going to be starting our Vintage Farm Girl quilt in February, like we talked about. I'm getting everything prepared this month. So like I just said, I got all the fabric cut out for my quilt so that I could video all the lessons for you. And we're going to go over how to cut your fabric, how to piece the fabric, how to iron your blocks, and then how to put it all together in a queen size quilt. And you'll have some extras that you can use to make, like Kara said, some trivets to put under plates, or you can use them framed in a bedroom or turn them into a pillow or things like that. So we're going to make every block in this book. Some fun blocks in here. I'm just going to show you a couple of them. Let's see. There's a lot. She has a lot of ideas on how to turn all these blocks into quilts too. So one is this tractor block. Isn't that adorable? So it measures 16 by 20. So it's a little bit bigger than the ones that we're going to use in our quilt for the queen size quilt, unless you can figure out a way to lay everything out to include this one. So this one would probably be a really good pillow option or something like that. So, but I just can't not make all of them. They are so much fun. She also has 2 different sizes in this book. She has a 6-inch block and a 12-inch block. We're going to make all the 12-inch blocks. So what I did when I went through and cut everything was I put a sticky note over the 6-inch block area so that you don't get confused when you're cutting out your fabric and accidentally cut out the 6-inch instead of the 12-inch block. So there is an idea for you when you get this book. Just go through it and put a sticky note or something over it so that you don't get confused when you're cutting out all the blocks. The 12-inch blocks are a little bit easier to learn on. So if you're a beginner sewer, beginner quilter, these ones will be a little bit easier for you to finagle. The 6-inch blocks have teeny tiny little pieces, like 1 inch. Even the 12-inch blocks have a couple 1.5-inch blocks that go in different areas. So, but for the most part, they're at least 2.5 inches or bigger. So, and I got everything cut out, like I said, and I had a lot of fabric left over. So let me show you what I had left over. I had all of this left over and a little bag full of the scraps. So I kept everything that was, I think, 1.5 inches wide or long, just in case I want to switch out a color once I get to that block and it's not exactly what I was thinking or something like that. So this quilt is really going to be a fun, creative time for you, though. So you're going to get to choose what colors you want to put in what blocks. I did make Avery labels that tell you what it has, the block name and the piece name, and then the dimensions on it. And then I even put a picture of the fabric over the ones that I used for some of them, like the ones that needed to be red or yellow or something like that, that had to use that kind of fabric. I would go through and cut all of those blocks first, just so you don't run out of that red fabric. But you can also pull from your own stash or use different lines of fabric as well. So there is tons of room for creativity. So I'm super happy about this. I'm so excited. So I have it. The kit is ready online for you to pre-order. They will be shipped out January 20th at the latest. So you can go on there and go ahead and purchase it. And then it should get shipped to you before we start in February. Just go to journeybackquilts.com and it's in my shop. And there's a few other things in there. There's an affiliate links to my Amazon store too. So there's a couple things that you can get stocked up on and ready for this quilt class if you need to. And if you have any questions or comments, if you're excited about this, please share this video, comment below, and we'll talk to you later. Have a good night. Thanks. Bye.